Well, good evening, everyone. It is 11:13 p.m. Central Standard Time here in the deep piney woods of East Texas, and I just wanted to, before the night was out, I wanted to just to give a shout out of appreciation to everybody there on Facebook and what have you. That just an outpouring of people that about the goings on in my world, and I guess am I supposed to take my picture down? I don't know. Oh man. But I've been getting a lot of stuff. What is this one? You cannot buy the revolution. You cannot make the revolution. You can only be the revolution. It is in the power. It is in your spirit. Oh, all sorts of things like this have been coming, and just several hundred people calling and texting and all that stuff. And the time is, I believe that we as a group of people, upright Homo sapiens here on the blue planet, I do believe that, what in the world? Let me get past it. So I do believe that we are about ready. We're about ready to believe, to accept some of this crazy stuff that's going on as being real, or at least understanding that the depths of all that we can go. Fluoride. Deborah puts out some good stuff now. I'm telling you, y'all need to follow her. She's got some good stuff. Kind of quiet person, seems like. We're meeting a lot of very interesting people on this journey, and a lot of people are looking for the same thing. I mean, we're looking for financial security. We know that. And we're looking for friends, to, if nothing else, brag about what we've done. Whatever. But in the process, if you can enjoy your life, and people will recognize that you're enjoying your life. Y'all like my new little picture thing up here? Says it all, doesn't it? If you can enjoy your life, we've always heard this stuff, and help other people, things go a lot better. I think smiling's better than frowning. And I think that attraction is a whole lot better than forcing somebody. A mind changed against its will is a mind that stays unchanged still. Can't force anybody to believe something, Lord, unless you reprogram them. Good Lord, here we go. Here we go. Off into that. And the crazy thing about this is that these people are validating this stuff now. It's everywhere. You ought to listen to this one. This is Coast to Coast AM, George Norley, the crazy house place where they all aggregate to the tune of about 70 million a week. How's that? Bunch of crackpots. Okay? Now you get enough crackpots out there, and they'll find out number of people on this blue planet before you know it. If you're not ready, the world of the crackpots just became reality. Okay? That's called reaching critical mass. The 100 monkey theory. Look it up. Just don't do a Google, do a DuckDuckGo. What did he say? Just stay tight. You're getting value by the second. I would say this when you listen to this one and this one, especially this one about the atmosphere, those, awfully checkerboard looking airplanes that seem to go by. Isn't that, look at how the wind's blowing. It looks just like a checkerboard. Well, it looks about that way every time about this time of day. And look how they spread out. Oh, how pretty at sunset. My Lord. Facts. Let's deal in facts. Whew. Oh, goodness gracious. You talk about hard to get a grip on. I'm just telling you. Are y'all having a hard time with this? You have to have a serious cash flow when you get down this rabbit hole. I'm not kidding you. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to have the smartest people. We're going to be teachers and stewards of the truth. Now let me tell you, don't let me float off out there in the universe without you tethering me off and pulling me back. Don't let me drift off out there. Y'all are all in charge of me now. I'm telling you the truth. Get on over here and get some of this here from George Norley. I'm serious. This is what we're going to be. We're going to be financial intel team. You talk about dress code will be quite lax. That's to say the least. And what we got here? Oh, that's more of that. And I haven't listened to X22 today. It's only been out for 3 hours. Sometimes you just have to take a break from this. I mean, you really do, because it is daunting on your spirit. And if you're not beefed up for it, if you don't understand when you go into listening to this stuff, he's shoots straight shooting with you. If you're not ready for it, it will drain you. So you have to go in fairly well beefed up spiritually, or centered, whatever you want to call it. This is a real good one here. Abby Martin, she's a real good spokesperson. I'm telling you, I really like Abby. She's talking about these roads here, this right here, listen to this.
Change transportation as we know it, and listen up. See, over the past few months, a company called Solar Roadways has burst onto the green energy scene, promoting a product that could turn America's streets and highways into a solar-powered grid system that could help solve every problem from traffic accidents to carbon emissions. And what first seemed like a purely fantastical idea has caught on in a huge way. The company just surpassed $2 million in its crowdfunded Indiegogo campaign, over $1 million more than it originally sought. And it's no wonder why over 45,000.
Y'all need to start kind of catching on to these websites here. This is Amy Martin, Breaking the Set, RT. It stands for Russian TV. Oh my God. I would suggest you watch. Used to that we would look at at least I did, look at other parts of the world as though they're in a fishbowl. And look at them over there doing crazy stuff, like in a little fishbowl. Well, guess what? We're in the fishbowl and they're looking at us. And we are so blinded by this, well, literally, the great fortune that is, like George Thorogood said, the very thing that make you rich and make you poor. We're going to slap. No one is paying attention to what's happening around here because everybody is doing it. Ooh. So where are we at? So yeah, she has. That's a real good one, and to start watching X22 reports, a very good one as well. And this carries the most, but. I just wanted to again thank everybody for I guess recognizing that there's a whole lot easier way. I was talking to some folks that reached out to me from the upper levels, that little deal there, and there was a lot of harmony, there was a lot of understanding of why I'm doing what I'm doing. I mean, I can't do anything otherwise, or this is too easy, and it's time for people to just like be released from the freedom of bondage from the in the hemp. I couldn't do it anymore without letting people know something has happened to me where I got to lay it on out there, and everything transparent, the whole shooting match. And then before anybody goes into the thing, they're going to agree and acknowledge the fact that they have seen what we have to offer, and before they get involved, they are going to check off that they're getting a fair exchange of value. And so that they know, and if they don't feel it's a fair exchange of value, then adios, whatever. No, the light will be on for you, whatever that. But I just can't see, when the overwhelming thing that happens when I talk to people is that, excuse me, it's kind of difficult sometimes for them to grasp that the value that the website will offer. It's an educational portal, for crying out loud. That's what we really got, and everybody educates everyone else. And we're going to have a twist in that chat room to where I'm going to show everyone, and we will start a culture where every human has value, and that will be demonstrated by when people come into the forum and interact with others. That if they respond in a way that is of great value to all of us, the moderators are going to anoint them. Little manna will be instantly placed in their little STP, Solid Trust Pay account, which you need to, right now, if you're interested, you need to go to solidtrustpay.com and get you one of their little accounts, because that's who we're going to clear through. And there is no structure as far as things to check out. What you can do if you want to is you can do a little run-throughs on the system there with us if you know how to read code and what have you. and you can see that it's functioning. If you'd like to interview it and ask it where its origin was at and what have you, that's about all there is to it, because there isn't going to be any hold. You know, as soon as someone joins, it's designed to immediately disperse it. Boom, nothing held. So there you go. takes that right out of the loop. So there's instant back to zero all the time. That's 100% accountability. Now, that's the kind of stuff I like, and it puts the shoulder or the burden on the individual, because all the other excuses are gone. We're down to just making friends. If you're having a challenge with that, we're going to have all sorts of tools. Where is that thing I just had a while ago with Ryan Conley? Let me it's this thing. Where is that thing? It's called Staged. S-T-A. Yeah, this thing right here. Ryan Conley. Y'all see him over there. Let me push on this right here. Okay, that didn't go to a YouTube thing. But anyway, he'll show you all this. This is the wildest thing I've seen in a long time. It really is. And things like this are fun. You know, I don't know how to run a thing. You ought to see it does tricks, jumps, and everything. He sent me a link on one of them one time, and I don't know where it's at. I'm going to meet with him tomorrow. But this is the wildest thing I've ever seen. It's like you send someone a link, and then they click on it, and you become, it's like a website. And so with what we're going to be doing, it don't make any difference what your passion is. You get you one of these things here that he's got, and you put all your little banners around it of all your group, your people that you mesh with. And if you got some little things like other little affiliate programs, whatever that you are involved with, you stick them over there. It looks like your website, and it takes them right to it. And it has something to do with YouTube, with the most popular YouTube videos that people click on. And all of a sudden, your banners are sitting there. What is this world? I'm telling you, we're merging with machine. We literally are merging with machine, and we need to be aware of that. There is I forgot what it's called, about the rate of exponential growth, and when we reach a critical point, that there is a actual bottleneck of information, and when we start, we're living in a very interesting time, to say the least, and all that I can say to you is it would behoove anybody, what does that say? Don't keep going, go change the world. I like that. It would behoove anybody out there to have at least a 30-day orientation about what they're going to step off into. I don't care what it is. It makes absolutely no difference. If someone is looking to step off and make an additional revenue stream, they need to swing by for at least 1 month and interact with those people inside of the financial intel team, because there might be some things that they've overlooked that would be quite crucial in starting to flatten that bell curve of the School of Hard Knocks. That's fact. I'm very, very eager to get this thing rolling. Another thing is that Conley and Ribby Scott are teaming up to get us a place that all those of y'all that are interested, that we can congregate, and we'll get some sort of outside conference call where everybody can tune in, and I might use free conference call platform and post some instructions on how I could share my screen up to 1,000 folks. And it's very simple what I'm going to lay out, and I could actually do it right here on the phone, but this isn't a phone, but on this thing. But who is that keeps answering me or giving me advice? Did y'all hear that person? But we'll get all this together and get everyone in a situation where they can see it. It's very simple. It only involves 3 little circles that will continuously, that pattern will repeat those little circles. Each one of them, the first person, second person, third person, each one of them has their own little gratuity, if you will, an assignment that it does, and that thing chases you all the way uphill if they're in China, right to you, and it's got another one that shoots you off to the right there, further than a 30-06 would go. And so that's about it. And all we're going to be doing is learning and making friends. I ran some crazy numbers. And the thing about what we're fixing to do is it's outside the scope of all this stuff. See, I don't know if you've ever swam in open water in the ocean during a typhoon or anything like that, or a real bad storm. But if you have, you probably remember. But if you hadn't, what happens is there can be a huge wave coming. I'm talking about one of them bad boys, and all white capping everywhere. But if you'll go under about 4 feet, maybe 5 feet, it's like nothing's even happening down there. I mean, it's all happening up above there, and it just goes right over the top. But all of these things will settle, and then all we'll be doing is sitting, learning at our own pace, or doing whatever you want to do. Go fishing, whatever's your deal, because you don't have to worry anymore once you catch on to the power of this thing. And guess what? All the friends that you make and all the progress that you make is not going to go away. When anyone catches on to what's happening and they see that this river that we're talking about, my goodness gracious, you know, my goodness gracious is all I can say. I've tried this 4 times to bring the real truth out, because there is a better way to use their tool, except this time to our advantage. And I say that because this application is being applied to us right now, except it's not in our favor. You know, I saw someone, a good example is I saw someone said, you know, well, what's the price point? And it doesn't make me any difference. It could be 35 cents or 35 million for subscribing. That's irrelevant. You have to have a fair exchange of value before you come in. So if you think it's 35 million, you know, don't have a button big enough for you to push there, but you don't need to. That would be wild. But that's about 5 years from now with inflation kicking in. But and we'll learn things like that, so you can throw little quippets out there in the future. Can you imagine that? Little clones of me running out there. We'd have fights starting everywhere. What did that person say? Goodness gracious. What do they mean, go jump in the lake? And we can have fun. Oh man, we can have fun. And life is meant to be good all the time. All you got to do is be able to figure out 3 little circles and enjoy yourself. And share your joy with someone else, and get in there and talk to some people, make some friends. By the way, we're international. I told some friends of mine in Japan about it, and they said, oh my goodness. And so we're going to have wonton soup on our first. They're very good friends and are going to be listening to this. By the way, this thing is global. It's wild. This is just so wild. Y'all probably don't remember, but maybe you do, on the Starship Enterprise and all that stuff, where it was so far out there that they would see on the big screen someone somewhere else, and, you know, the alien and all that. And then the Dick Tracy watches, all that, where you can see somebody, and what's his name, Shu, and oh my goodness, it's here now. And I just look so forward to on my 150th birthday, what in the world we're going to be doing then. What will we be thinking about then? But we'll still be in the river, eh? I've got to introduce y'all to Bob Gilpatrick. Oh my God, he talk about a trip. This guy knows the human anatomy. He's a holistic practitioner, and they're pushing things through the actual light of a photon in when you're viewing it through on a atomic level, or actually on a nanoscale. And they have a way that they can take this seed, this bean sprouts, this barley bean sprouts, and somehow subject it to what's on the other side of that dot that you see in a photon. Now this is out there, and when they bring that stuff back, the potency as far as the human beneficial qualities of it has been just multiplied many times over. And it is what they're seeking to do is to find a way to interact with what's called the telomeres that are on our DNA. And these telomeres are actually our time clock. because every time that the body needs to have something repaired, the telomeres under certain situations will send one of their little, and they only have a finite number of these little BBs in the telomere bag, and it sends it out there to go do a repair job somewhere. And as you lose these, that's your aging process, your ability to regenerate yourself. Well, Bob and them are on top of the game. They're seeking to learn how to make more BBs, and you've got to hear this guy. I'll get him on some sort of forum where y'all can hear him, and he is wild. I told him I was going to introduce him to the Facebook world. He might have a Facebook page on here, Boomers Forever Young or something like that. Very private individual, looks like Johnny Weissmuller, and very interesting for y'all to get to know. And we'll be underway, and we'll be talking about things like this, and we'll be interacting, and most of the times my hair won't be so messed up as it is now, and I'll be live and in person. But if you happen to hear this before midnight Central Time, be sure and tune in over here, and let's just see what tonight's show is going to be. Tonight will be EPA misdeeds, and so I will be chatting about those things and others. God bless you. Go out there and make it a good day tomorrow. Smile at a stranger to make you feel good. God bless this wonderful country of America and the principles that this country is founded on. I like them a lot. She shall rise again based on those principles. God bless this blue planet. This is Randy, aka Jedi 1. We down.